All right, so we begin before we start our conditional statements or before we start all those methods, we try to understand the basic structure of the C sharp. So what is the basic structure of the C sharp? As you guys know, once we start the C sharp in the previous video, the first thing that we've seen is a namespace. So you can name your namespace anything you like. Say, for example, namespace project 1, project 2, project 3. It's a football match, it's XYZ, whatever you guys want to name. Whatever you guys want to name your namespace, you can do so. But keep in mind, it's namespace is just like a group. It groups your classes and methods. So now we're going to see the definition of namespace. So a namespace is a logical grouping of similar classes and objects. As I said before, that when you use namespace, it means you groups for example, a team. Like you can make it like a group of people of similar interests. You can name it's like a namespace. So we can we use namespaces all the time in the programming languages. For example, in C++, in Java, for example, in PHP, every other programming object-oriented programming, we use namespace, because namespace is very, very important if you guys working with similar classes. Say, for example, class A, and then you guys want to do the class A again. If you don't have a namespace, then it's going to be a lot of confusion for you, for your team, and for computer. Which namespace, which class A you mean? Which class A do you want to use? Say, for example, in a classroom, if there is two person with the similar names, then what you do, if the first person is for example Peter, and the second guy is also Peter, then you're going to go with the surname. So, but you can't say Peter, which Peter you're referring to, Peter for example White, or Peter for example Clinton. Which Peter do you are calling? Say, for example, if the same person is with a similar name. So that's what the family names comes in. But with the programming, we can't use the family names, because there is no way you guys can use the family names. We use the namespace because we name this group or these people. Say, for example, two person or 3 or 4 5 6 7, or we have a class, our objects, we can put it in one namespace. So how are we going to see the namespace in a computer terms? A namespace may be thought of as a storage area of some classes, which themselves contain methods. That's exactly similar as the top ones. Say, for example, we have two Peters working in one company. Say, then if there is a football match and the commentator says Peter and Peter, say Peter in a football match, for example, if the commentators try to refer these two Peters, which is in one team and works in a football match or soccer match, how the commentator is gonna differentiate between the two Peters? So if the Peter 1's got the ball and pass it to the Peter 2, how the commentator is gonna see the their names? Because it's a football match, it's a friendly match between the same company of employees. Then what the commentators should try to do is go with the department. Say if Peter 1 works in the electrical department and Peter 2 works in dispatch department. So the electrical department Peter and dispatch department Peter. So that's how we're gonna differentiate, and because we have to differentiate between these two Peters. If electrical is our namespace, then electrical department is our namespace, then Peter is going to be our class. So here is dispatch department is going to be our namespace, and the Peter is going to be our class. So as you guys now have a very clear idea, we use a namespace to differentiate between the electrical department and dispatch department. At the same time, we can use a Peter here and we can use a Peter here. So we are not going to change the name of the Peter, because we need a Peter. Say, for example, a class say, for example, forklift, and a class forklift, our class car. But all we need to change here is the namespace. We can still use the class car here and class car here, and that's what the namespace provides. It groups anything is a similar items. For example, if there is two similar items, instead of changing the classes names, we just change the namespace. because here in this example you're going to see here that we have a namespace first project, and we have a namespace of the second project. See here that we changed the idea, the names of the namespaces. And here we still have a public class program. We still have the same, exactly the same class, but now if you don't have a namespace, if you take this one out, this public class program and this public class program is going to come into conflict with each other. Why this is not coming into conflict with each other? Say for example, if you're making Batman game, and Batman game here, if you put a class Batman and police class Batman, if you don't have a namespace, then the computer is gonna be clashed. It's gonna the computer is not gonna fire up. Why? Because you guys gonna get error because there is a conflict of the two classes. But if you add the namespace, say now here, say Batman namespace Batman universe, or here Batman say Earth, or Batman buildings, or Batman Gotham City. Here now you have changed the namespaces and your programs run smoothly. Why? Because your class, the computer compiler is going to come in, C# compiler is going to come in and look at the namespace of this one and namespace of this one is totally different, even though there is the same similar classes here, program and program. That's exactly like here, Peter and Peter. So but because the first Peter works in electrical department, the second one works in a dispatch department, so with the namespace we can safely say that that electrical department Peter, we're not going to change the name of the Peter, but we're going to change here the entire say namespace. And the second one says dispatch department, and it's going to be Peter, because now we have two distinct namespaces here. This is the namespace in C#. Then this is the idea of why C# is such a popular programming language for games, because everyone comes in and makes games because they're gonna create the distinct namespaces for every program. And you guys can include your programs, you can include your constructors, destructors, methods, whatever you guys want to put, you can put it here. Alright, so now we're gonna go towards the classes, because we have seen the namespace. What is a class? So now we here C# basic structure, and then the second one that we have seen in our program is a class. So what is a class? In simple terms, we can define class is like a blueprint, or you can say a map of something, of an object. So you can in order for us to build an object, we need to we need to create a map of that object. We need to create a blueprint of that object. Say for example, if you're working in Toyota, or you want to create a class car, you need to make a you want to create the object car, you need to make the blueprint for that object in its class. A class is like an outline that will let us define the type you want using other types, methods and variables. So this is a class. So with the class we can create an instance. And what is instance? Then I'm going to explain to you guys in the future video what is instance, because instance, through the instance we can create objects, because we have to instantiate the class. This is called instance. So here now we have seen the namespaces, namespace first project, we have seen that already. Now the next one that comes in our program is a class. So you can see here we have nicely put our namespace first project. That's curly braces open and curly braces close. That's the body of our namespace, and inside this body the class comes in then, because the C#, once you guys put the namespace first project, then the C# is going to be looking for the class. You guys cannot skip this, because through this one you guys gonna put your main method here. So this is the body of the class. You can call this a block. This is a block. It starts from here and it finishes here. That's this inside here. You guys can do all the magic here. So here you can put your properties. You can put your fields, constructor, methods, whatever you guys think. You can put it here inside this class, because now we have created like a car engine, or engine, airplane engine, because now we put the namespace. We have done our grouping. And here we have we want to create a class which is the blueprint or map of something. So program one, you can put a class human, and then you can put all the human attributes here, fields. You can put a class pet, and you can put all your pet here, class cat or class lion, tiger, whatever you guys like. You can put a class vehicle. You can put the number of doors, number of passengers can it carry. You can put a make, model, and number in the manufacturing year. Whatever you guys think that belongs to, should be attributed to the class, you can put it here. You can put anything you like. So that's our now I'm gonna wrap up this video. And in this video we have learned what is a namespace to create our group, because C# comes in with a namespace, and you guys need to open from here and make sure you close from here, and then we're gonna put our class, anything you guys, XYZ, ABC, you like your class, whatever you know you want to name your class, you can put it in your name. But as we have learned this one, we have learned the camel case, we have learned the snake case, kebab case, and Pascal case. So we have learned all these cases, and the last one that we have learned is a Pascal case, which is used by Microsoft. Microsoft uses Pascal case all the time. And don't be surprised if you see all the here, all these methods and everything we put an uppercase, because not every programming else, not in every program like C++ or Java, you guys can put your methods in uppercase, but in C# you can do that, because this Pascal case is invented by Microsoft, and Microsoft wants everyone to follow their way or their rule. So I don't know if programmers follow or not, but that's how Microsoft think that they can make people follow. So but this is with the C#, because C# is but don't get me wrong, because C# is Microsoft invented C#, so that's what they use the Pascal case in C# programming. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Cryowood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.